dig what we all say. Trying to cause a big sense.
Hi, fantastic days, the 60s. Everything that was new was good and things were going to be great for us all. Come on, I'll take you a journey through my life at that time. Hi, my name's John Marshall. I'm standing as an independent candidate for Durham City in the general election. I'd like to take you on a bit of a journey through my life. This is the house where I was born, One Highland Terrace, Ferry Hill. House looks like it's fallen on hard times at the moment, unfortunately. And if you took a look upstairs, there's the bedroom window where I had my first memory. Dad woke me up one morning to show me a world absolutely covered in snow. Across the road here is a council house where a lady used to foster children, which suited us great. There's always some new kids to play with, and we never quite knew who was coming along next. So if you wouldn't mind taking a walk with us, we'll go and have a look at the council house we moved to just a couple of 100 yards across the playing fields. Hi, so this is 43 Bransworth Road, Ferry Hill, where we moved to in 1961, and it was an absolute joy actually. Indoor toilet. 1969 came along, got our first colour television. The world was a better place. Everything was looking up, and all we could see was a brighter future for everybody. And this street was kind of full of optimism and working people, coal miners, factory workers, loads of families doing well, and well, there were optimistic times, and it does make you wonder, well, where did it go wrong? Why didn't it get better and better? And I think these are the things that we need to address in this modern day. Hi, wind the clock forward now to 1980, and I was head gardener at Grey College, earning about 60 quid a week. And this house was my first house, bought in Gilesgate Moor, Durham. 5,850 quid and twice my annual salary. So, you know, it was cheaper than renting a house actually once I'd saved the deposit by working my holidays. And it makes you realise just how difficult it is now for young people to get that foothold. It was possible for us, it's really difficult now. Things could change a lot for the better.
So John, how do you think things panned out?
Well, we're not living in the world I thought we'd be living in. After the successes of the 60s and 70s and the promise and the loads of money 80s, I really did think the world would be a more fair and equitable place, and that young people would be outdoing their parents and still moving things on. I don't think we've made a particularly clever job of managing our economy, and I don't think Britain's come anywhere near reaching its potential. I think the North East's been terribly neglected. Since the miners' strike, I don't think we've ever really recovered, particularly manufacturing jobs, which we're in desperate need of. So I'm not sure the national statistics of relatively high employment tell the whole story. They certainly don't tell the story in the villages that surround Durham. And they're the kinds of things I'd definitely like to change.
Why do you want the job, John?
Well, it's been a lifelong ambition to try and make a difference to people's lives. I think the finest thing that any parent, any coach, anybody involved with young people can achieve is to see those young people reach their full potential. And I don't think we've managed to create a society that permits that. And I might not be able to fix the whole country, but I think I could make a very, very significant difference to the people of Durham.
How do you see the future of Durham, and what difference could you make if you were elected?
I think Durham needs jobs, and it needs dynamism, and it needs to stop looking so inwardly. We've got to build some houses, we've got to build affordable houses, and we've got to stop cramming the city centre. We've got to sort out things like the derelict swimming baths, now like that for years, the collapsed riverbank that's been collapsed for coming up 3 years now. The disgrace of Neville's Cross College that stood derelict. All these things have been allowed to drift, and I'm not happy with the way Durham's managed. I do think there's a cosy relationship between a Labour MP and a Labour council, and we've had 80 years. I don't hate Labour, but I do think we're ready for a change, and I think I can do a better job. I think I can negotiate a better deal for Durham and Westminster, and I think we deserve at least the same as Scotland has, which is a further £700 of investment per person per year. If we had that, Durham could be the fantastic place it ought to be for all of its residents, not just a few, but all of us.
So John, do you see any hope for the future?
I see fantastic hope for the future. We've got brilliant young people. We've got a country that is on the mend. It just didn't share out well enough. And if I could leave you with a few words by William Shakespeare, there is a tide in the affairs of men, which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and misery. On such a sea are we now afloat, and we must take the tide when it serves, or lose our ventures. Take this opportunity, please. Lend me your vote. Vote Independent, John Marshall, and I'll help you if you'll help me to make Durham the great place it should be. Thanks very much.